Welcome or welcome back to Tarot and Chill. My name's Nisha, and this is a bigger card reading to find out what should you do about this. You can ask about any situation in your life and hopefully it will resonate for you. If it doesn't resonate, feel free to pick another group, maybe take some time to meditate on it. Always recommend taking some deep breaths and taking a moment with your eyes closed to reflect on the question, then opening your eyes and seeing which group you're most drawn to, or some other kind of meditation technique that you can use to get yourself in the right state of mind to ask the question and receive the reading. Obviously, depending how serious it is, maybe some of you just have minor questions. Anyway, I have 7 groups for you to choose from today. Group 1 is the clear quartz. Group 2 is the amethyst. Group 3 is the Sodalite. Group 4 is the Jade. Group 5 is the orange Calcite. Group 6 is the red Jasper. And Group 7 is the black Obsidian. Please pause the video now if you need to take a moment to make your choice, otherwise I'll see you in your reading. All the timestamps will be below in the description box. You can also find details of my personal readings if you're interested in booking. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below, leave me a comment to let me know how it resonates for you, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in your reading. This reading is for you if you chose the clear quartz. Let's see what cards you have. From the Black Moon Astrology cards, you have Void of Course Moon, missing. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Relaxation. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the 8 of Pentacles. And the 9 of Wands. And then from the Orion's Animal Tarot, you have the World. And the 4 of Swords. It seems like there's something slightly missing in this situation. It's like maybe something you want that you don't have right now, that you have to work towards. You have to work towards having it or getting it. For some of you, this might be connecting with another person. For some of you, it could be something as simple as like something that's missing from your wardrobe, or you like need a new blender or something, but maybe you need to work a little bit to get some more money to afford it. Might be like not today but later, like just keep your eye on it. And also I'd say if it is like a buy it item, maybe keep your eye on the price and see if the price is dropping, because it feels like maybe in a few weeks, maybe 4 weeks. If you wait 4 weeks, I feel like you might have more money, or you might have found a bargain on it, like you might find a different alternative that's cheaper and better, or something which is more long lasting for the same price, or something which is the same item but a discount or something like that. I just feel like you can chill and not worry about it too much. Don't stress, that you've got time. I feel like you have time on this matter, and it's maybe going to be easier if you wait a little while and just keep your eye on the situation. I feel like you might come to your own easy decision through just chilling and reading a book and lying down. It might just be that you're really stressed right now and you've been working too hard. The problem seems really complicated, but it might be that maybe someone else is already doing something behind the scenes to solve the problem for somebody. Maybe you've already communicated and there's someone who's on it, and it's just like waiting for more communication. Some of you, I feel like it is just waiting because there's like something better coming soon, or you're just going to feel relaxed soon, or you have more money soon, or if it's like talking to someone about a project or something, like you want to talk to someone, I feel like they might be really tired and stressed. It's like you just need to wait until maybe they get home from work, or you get home from work, or until they're not busy with work. Kind of like a conversation that maybe is really helpful to have, but just not at a certain time. It's like try not to stress somebody out when they're already stressed with any conversations, even if they just seem chill to you, but especially not the really stressful, serious ones. It feels like a snail's pace or a sloth's pace is better than trying to rush. It's good to take your time. So it's good to think about quality over quantity when you are like especially purchasing things, or Maybe trying to fill your time as well, like plan your activities to be the most useful. Feels like someone has too much to do, and it's like the answer is to just plug away at it as much as possible. Like just keep focusing on one task at a time. Try and do it to the best of your ability, and try and catch up on rest a little bit. And I feel like there may be someone you can outsource some work to. Might be that you're trying to do everything yourself, and maybe there is someone else you can communicate with via email or DM, or a colleague you can pull over, or someone like that who you can just ask to do something small for you so it makes you less stressed. Just like you have 8 tasks instead of 9. Maybe each one of them takes you an hour and you have an 8-hour working day. So it's like you can manage if it's 8, but you can't if it's 9 without doing overtime or something. So yeah, just try and share the load if you can. Even if that means communicating, but it feels like waiting for communication and communicating is better than doing it right now. Unless it is asking for help from the right person. I feel like there's some complementary, for someone it's like complementary colours. Like, are you trying to find an outfit? It feels like it's good to think about colours that are complementary and helpful. And I'm seeing something coming through about red, green, yellow and blue. It's like maybe colours that you like and you can't see how to work them together and they're actually really good together or something. That's really random. Someone, I feel like you just need to go to work and have a day at work and the answer will be really obvious when you get home. Like you haven't finished your day yet. And once you finish, it might be a better time to ask the question. If it's like a more serious question, maybe Spirit's just giving you like blah blah content right now because it's not the right time. Maybe at the end of the day, you can have a more serious reading. I also do feel like there's some work you need to get on with. So maybe these videos are like not right now for you. And I feel like there's something that will come through from you. It's like in your own time and in your own space and in your own mind. That you can figure something out for yourself. I feel like someone has a feeling of like something being worn out or being worn out themselves and not being able to manage anymore. But I feel like you can complete things before you give it a rest, before you say goodbye, before you let go. It's like maybe just try for a bit longer until you actually do need a rest and try and complete it. Because I feel like you actually can, but you might need to choose a more laid back pace and plan better so it's like so you can plan out your working day, you know how long you need to spend on each project. Or for example, if you do want a particular item and you're trying to get something that's like high quality and long lasting and expensive, if you're doing like Klarna, that's coming through like Klarna or credit, you might want to think about how many months it's going to take you to clear it. And maybe it's not that bad. For someone, maybe it's like, oh, of course, it's like 1 month, actually. It's not that much of a big deal. It's like by next month it's paid off and there's no interest. Someone, it's like, maybe it's like 99 months. And maybe you feel like, God, that is scary to think about if I'm putting that on a credit card. So do try and think about what you can balance and what you can manage. And I feel like you might have to hang some things up right now because like you're maybe doing too much. And I feel like you need to focus on your work. Your work is very good quality, but you might be so tired that it's like risking slipping up here and there if you don't take a break. So I feel like you can complete something before you take a break, but it's very important that you do pace yourself and you do keep reminding yourself that you're nearly finished. I want to say like you are nearly finished, I feel like, and you just need to keep going with the work for somebody and it's nearly done. I feel like there's something to do with someone who's like far away from you on a different time zone who you're trying to communicate with. It's like they're in a different time zone. You might feel like they're missing your messages, but it's more like they're either on another sleep schedule or another time zone, or they're always at work. So don't worry if someone's not replying to your messages. I know it's easier said than done, but you need to get on with some work too because I feel like they're really busy with work. For you, you might be sitting around chilling and relaxing, and a day feels like really quick for them but long for you, or like an hour feels really long for you but it's like a minute in their world and they haven't finished anything and they haven't replied to anyone, including their family and best friends and partner. They haven't finished the first task they were meant to do. They haven't even had a coffee this morning. It's like maybe for you you're lounging and you're expecting others to be on your pace, but you might need to get on their pace. But also, if you don't need to get on their pace, then why? Maybe just wait for them to have a day off again. That's coming through, like wait for other people to be relaxed. Don't be tense about it. Like, you should relax while waiting is coming through, and try and go with the flow more. Try and be, I want to say, supportive of somebody who's going through a tough time and they're really tired and they're missing from your life. It's like your life is really easy compared to theirs, actually, I want to say. If you're the one who's like, oh God, why haven't they replied? How rude. Why won't they hang out with me? It's like, honestly, bestie, they're really tired and they're missing for a reason. They don't have time for themselves and their sleep. So I feel like for you, you should get as busy as they are, and then you might understand them more. Because otherwise you're being a bit annoying and like stressed with them, I'm seeing. Like for someone this is resonating with, it's like you're being mean to them and like restrictive when they actually do have free time. It's like, well, I'm not talking to you now. You're like, why? Because you didn't reply for 9 to 5 hours, like from 9 a.m. till 5. Now it's 6 p.m. I'm not replying. Like, that's really childish. If someone's doing that with you as well, you might want to cut ties with them because they're just childish. It's not really worth having them. Like, you might have to miss them for a while to make your life easier. You will miss them for a while, but you're going to get over it and you'll be fine alone. And I feel like you might meet someone better. Like, maybe you already have your eye on someone. It might be someone from online. I feel like it's going to go at a snail's pace, though. It's like really slow communication because they're busy with work, so you're going to have to wait long times for them to reply. That's coming through a lot. Anyway, I feel like you need some sleep. And I feel like the world will keep moving around if you don't do anything. I want to say that, like, everything keeps going, that you don't need to do anything. You can just, honestly, apart from stay focused on your work and sleep, I feel like you don't need to do anything. Everything will work out. Everything is as it's meant to be. Everything's fine. It just feels really stressful right now. So I'd say take a break, but get back to the work, finish the work, take another break. And let other people come to you in their own time. Let them relax. Try and work in harmony with them. Don't be restrictive of yourself and limiting of yourself in ways that make you more stressed as well. You know, when you're holding your body really tense, maybe a bit tiring. It's like you're clenching your fists and you're putting energy where it doesn't need to be. But so try and stretch and relax your body and do something to get into flow state. I'm feeling for someone it's swimming, or for someone it's like swinging on the like swinging bars or a branch outside or a hammock or something. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And get in touch if you like a personal reading. The information video is linked below. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Amethyst. Let's see what cards you have. From the Black Moon Astrology cards you have Capricorn, I use. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Standstill. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Chariot. And the Page of Swords reversed. Then from the Orient's Animal Tarot, you have the Nine of Swords. And the Page of Wands. I'm seeing overthinking about a situation. So the best advice I can give is just stop thinking and do it. Because it feels like you're stressing yourself out the more you think about it, and it's like delaying you from thinking about other things that you need to think about. So it's like if you progress less with this, there'll be something else that comes up and you won't be able to progress with it later, I'm seeing. So it's like do it now and find it fun and have fun with the process. And stop talking about it. And I want to say stop talking to somebody. You might want to block someone. You might want to choose solitude, choose your own peace. Choose to limit people's encounters with you. I want to say it's like a kind of like, hi, I hope you're okay, and then bye kind of energy that you need to give to people right now. Talk less to them, say less to them, and just keep yourself to yourself. You might want to hide your emotions from people and just give them like playful flirtation and not any problems. Like you might want to keep your problems to yourself and not share them. I feel like a problem shared is not a problem halved for you. It's like a problem intensified. If you talk to someone, I feel like they're going to be really annoying and draining and stress you out more about the problem. It's easier if you just get it done yourself and just focus on it. Focus on the solution, you're going to find the key. There is like a miraculous key to the problem if you have a problem. Well, there is like some special thing that you can focus on. It's like some miracle thing or some like unlocking of a secret. And I feel like it's really important for you, and I feel like you might start to want to focus on the good more rather than the bad as a result of either something that happens or something that you figure out yourself or some information that comes. I also feel like there might be a no, like if you're asking like yes or no. It's not really for yes or no question, but I'm seeing a no, but then it's like maybe later, like no right now. But maybe later it's just giving a bit of a no right now. And then I feel like maybe in a few months it's more of the right time. Maybe in a few weeks, maybe even in a few hours. I feel like someone has not had enough sleep and it's like maybe tomorrow. Like think about it tomorrow and not right now. You might just want to get focused on whatever you need to do today. I feel like you're exhausted and you haven't slept well. And you might have like another night where you don't sleep well if you keep focusing on this problem. I'm seeing someone wants to keep like talking to someone about something or keep researching something into like the late hours of the day or the early hours of the morning. I feel like it's time to stop a bit because you might be overworking your brain. But at the same time, there are like problems for you to focus on. It just might be not the one you'll focus on. It's like while you're talking to me as the reader about this, there's like 9 or 10 other things you're not talking to other people about or not focusing on or not giving any time or giving any attention or giving any credit. Like, you know, the energy when you've got one bad thing in your life and it's like a minor. Oh, why won't my friend reply or something like that? It's like actually you've got 16 other friends that did reply and you could focus on those friends instead of the one that's really busy and hasn't replied or just not in the mood. Having a mental health day or something. So try and just feel positive as much as you can whatever your situation is. Try and fuel more positive growth and keep the problems behind you, like try not to focus on them so much. Focus on the solution to problem rather than the problem itself. And try and control your own emotions and your own thoughts more, because I feel like your thoughts are getting maybe carried away and anxious and stressed, and you might be overthinking and making a decision but then second guessing your decision, doubting it, trying to redecide it 7 times. I feel like if you just feel more than doing, I feel like if you just feel more than thinking or do more than thinking, you'll find things happening for you quicker and you won't feel as anxious and you won't need to think about it. It's like really obvious answer, but I also do feel like you maybe have other things to do before you can answer this. So maybe try and do something useful and come back later if you still need more answers or if you want to focus on this particular thing again. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you did. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. If you'd like a personal reading, the information will be below as well. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Sodalite. Let's see what cards you have. From the Black Moon Astrology cards you have Pluto, Transformation. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle you have Community. From the Golden Universal Tarot you have the Six of Cups. And the Eight of Cups. Then from the Orion's Animal Tarot you have the Ace of Pentacles and Death. It seems like there should be some thing to let go for you that's strongly coming through, like there's something to say goodbye to, like maybe just stop, like just forget about it, don't worry about it is the advice. I feel like with regard to like specific situations that's coming through, for someone I feel like there's like a work and money project that's maybe a bit difficult and it might be time to stop it and maybe go and seek other options I'm seeing. And also I feel like there may be like someone who wants to maybe communicate with you who you don't speak to anymore. Someone who's got a reply to a message you sent ages ago, or someone who you haven't heard from for ages in general. Could even be an ex, it doesn't have to be just like a random acquaintance or anything, or a friend. But yeah, I feel like you might want to just ignore them because it might be a bit stressful, it might be a bit overwhelming. But at the same time, I do feel like there might be an opportunity there. There might be some kind of business opportunity or financial opportunity, like maybe it's a job you applied for ages ago and they finally got back to you. You're not really feeling well and maybe they want you to start later anyway, so you don't have to worry so much. Maybe you can just worry less. Maybe you can just ask them to keep your details on file for later or something. It feels like there's something you can do which is like no, but also thanks. and like, no, but I still like you, or no, but we can talk later. No, but it's been nice knowing you. It's like there's some softening of a walking away or an ending where it's like you don't want it, or maybe you can come back to it later. It's like, don't worry for now. Leave it for now and return when you can return to finish it or to start it. Start it again. It seems like for someone you have been maybe trying to work it out with someone for a while and maybe leaving and reconciling. Well, you did previously try to reconcile with someone who might be an ex. It feels like time to leave it behind, and you will miss this person. I'm feeling like you do miss them. Maybe for someone you're asking, what should I do about my ex? Because you miss your ex or something. I feel like you're going to miss them for a while. You might want to get stuck into work projects, first of all. I also feel like there might be a new relationship growing and blossoming in the future. When you just get outside of your own self and go out and find your community, I feel like there might be someone to connect with. For someone you might be asking what to do about being single, I feel like you might need to change your own habits so that you're able to stay out longer, or like communicate with friends longer, or be more emotionally generous because you might be very drained. You might be kind of trailing behind the rest of the community, like, oh, I'll catch up with you guys, and then you just want to like go and sleep for a bit instead of going with them. It's kind of metaphorical, but take it literally if it's literal. I just feel like you might be getting tired and you might want to work on some basics so you feel better. Like just feeling on top of things a bit more in your own world, in your own home. I feel like that will help you get out more. But I'm also feeling you might want to stay close to home and try and connect with people kind of spiritually in a bit of a way, like connect with people emotionally and spiritually and philosophically and psychologically, in a way of like watching people's videos and vlogs and talking to people who have relationships, especially if you're single, or talking to friends but maybe from a distance. Because it seems like you are emotionally drained and maybe you don't have energy for people. Maybe you would like to be a better friend, but you're not right now. I feel this is someone's question, like, what should I do about not having friends, or replying late to friends and being a rubbish friend? It's like maybe a temporary ending, but maybe you do end up realizing that maybe some friends are not for you and you're not meant to be with them. I feel like there's like a new community you can find, actually. It's like maybe you're not meant to have the old friends because you're meant to have new friends. Maybe they're emotionally draining you, like people who keep coming in and out of your life, people from the past. But that being said, I also feel like you might just need to take a temporary time out from them and keep in touch with them as much as you can, just maybe by small acts of doing generous things for them sometimes, or taking a small interest in them. And maybe if the relationship does end, then it ends. Like, I feel like you can take things slowly. There's no need to rush anything. Like, good things take time to develop. I feel like if anyone's really in a rush to get something from you, like they want it right now, they want you to give them something really amazing without them doing anything to like commit to you or show you that you should trust them or anything. I feel like you should leave those opportunities behind and trust the ones you trust. Because it does seem there are some really trustworthy opportunities. And I feel like they have the opportunity to open up new doors for you. But you might have to leave some old things behind also for you to open up the doors yourself. Like if you're stuck in a one room that you shouldn't be in, and you're unwilling to leave that room, then spirit can't help you find the right room because you're just like unwilling to leave. It's like, say if you just have to leave the door, go out in the corridor, walk through the hallway, and then it's like the room on your left. Wouldn't you feel annoyed if you just stayed in the same room for ages? So try not to stay in like old relationships. Try not to stay in old patterns that are not working for you anymore. Try and freshen up your ways and say goodbye to old ways. Take that however it needs to be taken. It does feel like it's time for you to change. You might want to change your community and who you roll with, who you run with, who you're friends with. Seems quite important. You might want to change yourself so you fit in more with your community, and that might involve just like watching from a distance. In a way where you're kind of like listening to other people talk about how they do the things they do, and maybe trying to like not like imitate people, but just observe to see how they live, kind of thing. Not like you have to copy them. but just to connect with them a bit more because you might be a bit lonely. Maybe you've taken a long break. I am seeing there may be some communication soon from someone you miss as well. Some friends, but it's like whether you need to take it or whether you can leave them waiting a while, whether you can just take the fact that you miss them and leave them. Like maybe you want to leave them on red and just ghost them this time and focus on new people in your life, especially if it's like an ex bothering you and you've already moved on. I feel like people can sense that sometimes, like they have a sixth sense. Like my ex just texted someone new for the first time. I'm going to call them and ruin their life. So yeah, if you have that problem, just keep walking forwards. I feel like there is someone new who's got more potential maybe. But for someone you might want to take the opportunity with friends from the past. Like if you're lonely, you might be able to call friends from the past and talk to them more. Maybe you don't want to see them much, but maybe they're still nice. Maybe they can help you just feel grounded again, if that was your question. But yeah, I feel like there's a sweet relationship blossoming for somebody who's got time and energy for it. And it might be a time period where you don't have time and energy. Might be someone you can say, oh, I really like you and I'm really grateful for the opportunity to go on a date with you. But I'm just feeling so tired and overwhelmed by work and health problems right now that it's not really possible. But could we do next month? Like, I feel like I can get my problems sorted by next month. I feel like if they really care about you, they'll wait for you. So it seems like for someone that's what you're doing. It's like the answer is to say yes, but I'm really busy, so it's going to have to be like 3 weeks away. I feel like for you, that will make your value go up, actually, because they'll be worrying that, like, they didn't get you, they didn't win you. And when they do get an opportunity, they'll feel really grateful. So yeah, I hope that resonated if it didn't come for a personal reading, because this one feels quite important for someone, like it's a deep emotional matter. So yeah, try and come for a personal if you can. Otherwise, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. For you if you chose the Jade. Let's see what cards you have. From the Black Moon Astrology cards, you have Air Element Communicating, but it came in reverse and I'm keeping it that way today. Just seems like it's meant to be. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Voyage. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Hierophant and the Hermit. And then from the Orient's Animal Tarot, you have the Six of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. I'm seeing that you're on your way to a success on a very personal level with regards to your money and your business, what you do for work. But in order for you to actually get that, it seems like you do need some alone time. You need to focus on you and what's important for you. And I feel like you need to listen to your own judgment about things. And I do feel like you might need to look into the community around you, the people around you, maybe the business you work for or the organization that you're a part of or the kind of work you do. And I feel like you may need to stop talking to people and just watch and like sit back. I'm seeing you sitting back from people and observing and thinking. I'm watching more than you do. Like I feel like you should listen more than you speak and watch more than you create. Say if you're like say if you're like watching other people's content and you find it interesting, seems like that's very good and you maybe should withhold like your own commentary on the subject or withhold your own opinions and kind of just see what other people are saying without contributing anything. So in like a social setting, if you're like meeting with friends, try and be a bit silent and just ask people questions maybe and listen to what they say. But don't really say so much of yourself because it feels like it's a new thing for you. Like if you start listening more to others and their opinion and their advice, you may find some of it's irrelevant and not very good. You may find some of it's useless and you want to not listen again. You may find some of it's really valuable and really useful for you and you might learn a lot. And I also feel like you may find that some people just show themselves in a way that helps you. So it's like if you let people show you more of themselves rather than you contributing that much to the direction of the conversation or anything, I feel like you'll learn 1, more about yourself, 2, more about the people, and 3, like who you should have around you more and who you shouldn't. It's like you're not like you're not there, like you get to see who they would be if you weren't around. But you'll get to see more of their true personality and not so much influenced by you. I don't know why that's a message that's coming through today, but I feel like it's really important for somebody. There's other messages coming through. Like, I feel like someone needs to be proud of themselves with regards to their work. And look at how much they've done. This is not for you to shout yourself out or promote yourself. It's more just for you to feel good about yourself. So you can feel really confident. And I do feel like there's room for you being like self-promotional a little bit. If you're trying to share your business, but I feel like less is more with that. Like, you may want to control how much you are doing promotion or how much you are doing, like, I'm hearing for someone it's like paid, they're doing like paid ad campaigns. You might want to not do too much of that because it may not be worth the money eventually, and it may seem a bit self-promotional to people. It may be something that is not getting you very much attention from people. So I don't know who that's for as well, but it feels like it's maybe not worth putting too much money in and more worth researching deeper and asking. I feel like asking people what they want more and listening to them, or doing some kind of like market research or something is coming through in relation to like business questions. I may be seeing what is the general consensus and what other people are liking or what they don't like or what they say, and how that could be relevant to you, because it feels like there is something you can learn from the people around you, from the society you're part of, from things that are bigger than you, things that are outside you. But it does feel like there's something really important that you can learn that will really help you. It's going to help you along your journey. But it's not really for you to share it with anyone else. I feel like it's more for you to just absorb. Like, someone's meant to be watching and absorbing and not really talking too much. That keeps coming through. Like, don't say anything, but just observe. Like, watch and don't say. I feel like you may have found something out about something that maybe to do with your family, or to do with your friendship circle, or to do with an organisation that you work for. Like, something secret or something that you feel like maybe more people should know about. But it feels like you should keep it to yourself for now and just like see how it plays out a little bit. It feels like not time to share. Because maybe you don't know as much as you would want to know. I feel like you might only know a bit of the information. And you could come across a bit proud and arrogant to share too much. It's much better for you to listen and don't speak, and try and control what you're doing in a way where you keep secrets. I feel like you should be a secret keeper and not a gossip. That's coming through. Like, don't gossip to people. Be happy on your own. I feel like you do need to be comfortable on your own, because something's coming through about someone is feeling a bit isolated and maybe on the outside of like a friendship group, or not feeling like they fit in at work or something like that. And I feel like you should pay more attention to what other people are doing again, to observe and like learn from the crowd. But also do be confident on your own and do appreciate yourself for being you and being unique, and also learn from yourself. But I do feel like there's people who are going to pop up in your environment who are actually good to get to know. And they seem like the kind of people where maybe you don't fit in with them, but maybe they don't fit in with anyone. So it's kind of okay. It's like you're a bit different and other people are a bit different. And I feel like you just need to maybe figure out like the ways that people are behaving around you, or like what's coming through is like what's appropriate at work, or like what kind of content your friends watch and what is their opinion on this subject and that subject, just for you to kind of know. It's not really anything that deep, but I feel like for you it is kind of deep, because you might have been absorbed in your own thoughts too much, or you might have been putting too much of yourself onto others, or something is coming through like that. Like, you might have been a bit bossy, or you might have been maybe the one who was like the leader all the time, and you didn't know what people were really thinking about your leadership, especially in business. Like, if you're the boss, you might want to look into how you've been leading and managing, and maybe how the employees are feeling about you. Might be good to even maybe not ask, but just kind of watch or try and listen more and hear what's being said. I do feel like there may be some financial situations where you can ask for help, but I also feel like help may come without you asking. It feels like there may be a trip to go and see family or something, and I feel like someone may find that really helpful in a way that's not necessarily financial, but just comfortable. It feels like there's maybe some help from someone who's older and wiser and knows something important. I'm also seeing there's something through there's something coming through about someone who's not able to afford marriage yet. Like they want to marry, but they feel like they can't afford it. Like they've been doing the maths and they can't afford the ring, or they can't afford the honeymoon or something, like the actual ceremony. So it feels like important to listen to, I want to say, things that are balancing on a financial level. It's like, can you really afford it? Can you really, really afford it? Like you might be being excited about something and proud about something, when actually there may not be as much as you think. Like you feel happy about your finances and you feel like you have loads to go around, but actually it's not as much as you might think, and maybe it's not enough for everything. So be realistic with yourself and ask yourself the right questions and ask other people the right questions. And I do feel like there's something popping up in your environment that's very important for you. But it feels like it's not just you, it's other people as well. So I do want to say it's kind of a time for you to maybe come out of yourself a bit and maybe go and try and be around people, but just not right now, because it feels like in the meantime you might just want to observe other people a little bit and not put too much of yourself on them. I hope that makes sense. It's like keeping yourself to yourself a little bit while you're still engaging in other people's lives in a way where you just know them still, like you know what's going on with them, you're observing them, you are up to date with them. And I feel like there is something you should be really proud of, and it's coming through that it's your work. It's your work, and maybe another thing that you've gone through on your own, which seems very private and personal. It's like a journey you've taken on your own. For someone, there is a literal journey you should take. And I'm also seeing there's a job that is, for someone, there's a really good job, and there might be 3 really good jobs, like particular sources of income that you should be looking into that would be really helpful for you. And one of them you might hear about through a social circle or contact, or someone in your network, someone in your environment, a friend or a family member. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below if you did. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the orange calcite. Let's see what cards you have. From the Black Moon Astrology cards, you have Grand Cross, Provoker. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Change. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Knight of Pentacles, the Three of Wands, and then from the Orient's Animal Tarot, you have the Page of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Feels like there's a lot of work to be done for this to be handled or tackled. For whatever you're asking about, it just feels like there's a lot of work that you need to keep doing day in, day out. And for someone, it might be like getting work sorted. Like maybe you don't have any work right now. Maybe you're looking for a job. You're trying to find one. It feels like just keep going, keep at it, be really persistent. Be almost aggressive with it, but I want to say more consistency. It needs to be a lot of action that you can maintain daily. And I feel like you should set yourself, if you're job hunting or looking for new work or trying to start a business and trying to become profitable as a business, you really should be consistent. And I feel like maybe for somebody every 3 days you might need to spend the whole day looking for jobs, or the whole day on your business. Or maybe it's like consistency with speaking to your customers every 3 days, or checking up every 3 days, or finishing the work within 3 days. Something is coming through about that. And I also feel like in 3 days someone might be getting a job, so it might be like, don't worry right now, or money's coming in the next 3 days. I do feel like there's something to plan for the future, and you might need to think very long term with what this question is that you're asking about, especially if it is work and money. But even with relationships and other things, it feels like you do need to think very long term. You need to plan, and you need to imagine yourself having to do a lot of hard work and having to keep putting in effort and having things not be easy, but also having them be worth the work. And obviously it feels like having a long-term mentality for you is going to help you decide what's not worth putting in the work day in, day out. It's like if you're trying to think about the future of doing, say if you're applying for jobs, you find a job and you imagine yourself doing that job still in 4 years, or even 3 months, and even for like 3 weeks. It's like, can you imagine yourself doing that day in, day out for 3 weeks? Or 3 months or 3 years? Or does it seem really awful? Does that make you feel really stressed? Because there might be a different one where actually you feel excited about doing it for 3 months or 3 years or 3 decades even. There might be one where you can see how it grows and how it expands in a way that makes you feel happy. Or where you can imagine having nice colleagues. So I feel like it's good to imagine the future and kind of manifest. But also don't ignore things that seem really horrible. Like make an effort to set yourself up for a good path for the future by planning at this point, and don't just get stuck in and worry about it later. It's good to use, I feel like you've got a good vantage point right now where your view is far reaching and you've not got too much going on. It's like you have a bit of spare time, you have a bit of space, you have a little bit of energy, and you maybe have some assistants or people around you who are already helpful. So I feel like it's a good time for you to look at your future and make a plan and try and make any changes that you want to see. Look at the situation and try and think of the best long-term solution. Not just how you can like put a mess into a corner and worry about it later, but more how you can actually clear the mess so you can live with the situation for longer. I want to say it's always really good for you guys to think long term and imagine, if this was your situation forever, would you be happy with it? If this was your partner forever, would you be happy with them? If this was your job forever, would you be happy with it? Ask yourself those kind of questions, because I feel like you can make changes right now and you can make a lot of money through doing something that might be different from what you're currently doing. I feel like there's an opportunity coming really soon, again within the next 3 days, 3 weeks, maybe 3 months, but I feel like more 3 days, 3 weeks. And there seems to be an opportunity to learn something new. So if you are looking for like new work that keeps coming through, you might want to try studying or retraining or thinking of something different where you're going to be learning on the job, something that offers on the job training or an apprenticeship or something like that. Because it feels like other people can teach you and you can learn a lot and you can develop your expertise and come together with other people to make things better than you could have done on your own. So yeah, I feel like a team, something's coming through about a team, like asking other people, talking to other people, asking for their help, seeing what they're doing and seeing how they're doing things and trying to learn from them and trying to maybe work as a team rather than alone. I feel like it would be better for you. And I do see there's a relationship that might be someone's question for somebody. It feels like you might need to be more, again, like more persistent and not really mind. I feel like you might feel annoying sometimes if you say, don't speak to somebody for like 3 days and then you want to reply to them. I feel like you have to not worry about being annoying or if someone hasn't replied to you and you really have a reason to want to contact them. Don't feel shy about saying, hey, sorry, I hope you saw my message. If you didn't, I'm just checking in again. It feels good for you to do that. Don't worry about being annoying. Sometimes it's good for you to, especially if you are looking for a job or something, or trying to get something finished, I want to say, where it's already been agreed and nothing's happening for ages. It is good for you to be proactive and try to get other people together to make sure it gets done, because I feel like you can do more than you think on your own, but also other people will be more beneficial than you think, and I feel like there is an opportunity for growth and development through coming together with other people. Anyway, I feel like you're in a great position anyway, and you seem really hardworking and willing to just do the work. So I feel like what should you do about this is just do the bloody work, get on with it, make a plan for the future, try and talk to other people, try and get things arranged nicely, get things built nicely, get things planned perfectly. Make sure you have a structured plan, like a solid plan. Plans are subject to change, but I feel like it's good to have like really good communication with regards to planning. Make sure you have really strong communication and be the one who's willing to chase it up again. I want to say that again. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and if you'd like a personal reading, the information will be below. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the red Jasper. Let's see what cards you have. From the Black Moon Astrology cards you have Water Element, Sensing. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Delight. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Knight of Swords. And the King of Cups. And from the Orion's Animal Tarot, you have the King of Wands. And the Knight of Wands. Really interesting. 2 kings and 2 knights. That's really interesting. It seems like there's a progressional opportunity for you, like an opportunity to develop in your life, an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to mature, and I feel like you're already getting really good at things and you're really doing well already. It seems like you're already kind of in the right mind state, but you might be a bit stressed and you might feel like decision making is easier if you take a break and just sit down and calm down and relax your breathing. And I want to say, let yourself feel more confident and courageous and encouraged by yourself. Like, sit by yourself and recognize your own greatness. That's kind of a strange advice, but I feel like you should get a moment of peace with yourself to trust your own guidance on situations. It feels like you're rushing and there may be a deadline, or there may be a feeling like there's a deadline, or maybe other people are putting pressure on you to hurry up with something, or other people are annoying you, or situations are just stressful around you a little bit. It does seem like there's something big and stressful to deal with. I feel like you do have some time where you can just take it by yourself. I don't think you need any advice, and I don't think you need anyone else around you, actually. I don't think you need anyone else's opinion, not mine, not your friends, not your partners. Really, you just need some you time where you can feel yourself and feel your own energy. When I say that, I mean just kind of sit there and have a cup of tea or a glass of water and don't have any media on and just think about your situation yourself. Really just turn everything off and deep breathing and try and calm down your own emotions. And I feel like once you do that, you're going to feel really proud of yourself already. You're going to feel like you already made the right decisions when you were in quick thinking mode. You're going to know that you can make the right decision again. And I feel like you're going to feel really inspired as soon as you take a break. You're going to feel like, right, I'm really excited and I need to do this, and this. You're going to make a list and you're just going to get to it and you're going to have loads of energy. I feel like you might be really stressed right now. You've been really busy and you've been doing too much and you've been charging at problems. It's worked really well in your favor, but you might not recognize that right now. I want to say, mate, you might not recognize that, mate, because you've been just chilling and listening to people instead of chilling and thinking about how far you've come. It feels like you're kind of still receiving too much information from other people and receiving too many projects to do and having to rush too much in your mind. But in reality, I feel like you've already cleared loads of the problems. You've actually come to a position where you can rest. So it's like a change of mind state where you can actually just enjoy your moment because it feels like you're actually doing really well. I'm really proud of you because you've got these two kings and it feels like a big moment for you where you're doing something which is quite incredible. And I feel like you can do more than you think in a shorter space of time than you think. So do allow yourself to take moments to rest because you've already done loads, first of all. Or if you haven't done anything so far, I feel like you might want to throw all the stress at the problem right now while it's so stressful that you can't relax. Like if you do have moments where, say, you can't sleep because you've got a problem on your mind, get up and try and deal with it and then you'll be able to sleep afterwards. It feels like you guys are maybe very mentally active and it's to tackle problems and that's very helpful. Emotionally, it feels like you should try and sit back from people and not let your emotions get too tangled up with them and detach a little bit. So you might be having a lot of communication going on with a lot of different people and it feels like their emotions might be influencing you quite a lot. So I feel like it's good for you to take a little break, take a little peace, take a step back and sit by yourself, and you can still communicate with people and know what's going on with them and feel free to express your honest truth. I want to say be more blunt, be more direct, be more honest, but do let yourself absorb your feelings before you charge right in with words, because I feel like you have the right words to say, but it's better when you really feel them and they're very passionate and they're well thought out rather than being rushed. But that being said, if you do just get angry with someone and you need to tell them something really bluntly and really directly, it's very encouraged because you guys know what you're doing, and I feel like you have more going for you than some of the people around you, I want to say, in that way where it's not intended to be belittling those other people. It's just more like you might be more mature and you might be more experienced and they might be immature and not very learned. And for someone, it's like you're a dad and they're your teenager or they're your child. It's like you can be respectful of their feelings but also put your foot down because you are the elder and you are more experienced and they are still learning. So I feel like you have to recognize where other people are being draining and problematic on purpose around you, I want to say. And I feel like someone's thinking, is it me? Like, am I the problem? And I feel like you're not the problem because you're being very sensitive to their feelings. And you're really trying with them, but I do feel like you need to be proud of yourself and willing to take charge and not let other people boss you around and be in charge of you, because you're meant to be the boss. Like, you've got king energy, you're meant to be the boss. For someone where none of this resonates with you and you feel like you're on a sinking ship and you're just stressing and you don't feel like very experienced or very there yet, I feel like you might have someone around you who's maybe a dad or a teacher or someone else who's like a person who can help. I feel like they might be worth asking for help, or you might need to sit and listen to their advice, and they might give it very slowly. They might not give it for a long time, but I do feel like they will be able to take control of your situation for you because they're that kind of person. So yeah, if you're not the dominant king energy, then there might be someone else around you who's really helpful. But there might be a really good, maybe someone's got a really good partner who's got that king energy, who can sort their problems for them if they just ask them. So if you've got someone like that, it might be worth having some communication with them and just letting them know how stressed you are. Because once you tell them, I feel like they will just reflect on it and try and come up with solutions to your problems for you, because they're very generous actually with their care and compassion. And for some of you, I feel like you have been very generous, and you maybe need to set the rules or set the direction with people and be quite stern about it, because I do feel like you have people who are a bit combative and challenging, and I'm getting like headbutting energy, like they're trying to like headbutt you with aggression. And I feel like you need to protect yourself from this kind of people and keep them at bay because they seem a bit immature. But I also feel like you can celebrate yourself and you can feel better about yourself. And I don't feel like you do need this reading. I do feel like you just need yourself, and you don't really need combative, annoying people around you. I feel like you can put them in their place a little bit. I know it's weird advice, but they might need it because they feel like they've got a problem, but it's like not really a problem. It's more like their own emotions are their problem. And if that's you, I'm sorry for the maybe blunt advice. Sometimes it comes through like that, so take it as it resonates if it's you or the other person. But yeah, someone's got like an angry, hard-headed feeling and they're directing it at someone else, and it might be you that's receiving that angry hard-headedness, or it might be you that's giving someone anger and hard-headedness, and it's not really needed. So I want to say control your own emotions. Try and detach from your own emotions and be honest with yourself, because I feel like you could be in a playful mood or an angry mood or a stressed mood, and it's kind of up to you actually. It's all up to you. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonates for you. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And get in touch if you'd like a personal reading. The information will be below. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye. This reading is for you if you chose the Black Obsidian. Let's see what cards you have. From the Black Moon Astrology cards, you have Fourth House, Roots. From the Sacred Destiny Oracle, you have Action. From the Golden Universal Tarot, you have the Ace of Cups and the Tower. And then from the Orion's Animal Tarot, you have the Three of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. I'm seeing there's some new opportunities coming in which might be a bit unexpected and surprising. There may be a lot of difficulty around you as well, and I feel like there may be an opportunity which is like help from a storm, or help from everything going wrong for you. But it also could be just like a really unexpected event happens for somebody that's like not really what you're expecting to be the solution to whatever you're asking about. Like, what should you do about this? Maybe just wait for something to change, because I feel like the winds are changing and the time's changing, and you just need to be ready to take action when the time comes. I'm seeing, and it feels like within maybe the next week or the next month, there may be something very dramatic happening to transform your life anyway. You need to be ready to go with it. You need to maybe get rid of some stuff and be ready to move, maybe physically move house. It feels like maybe time for you, like it might be time for you to do something you've been planning to do for ages, and maybe the deadline's getting sooner and sooner. Maybe it's a self-imposed deadline. You might want to start rushing with things you were planning to do later. You might want to do it now instead of later. Feels like it's time to get going anyway, like there's some wind that can carry you away if you allow yourself to get taken away with it. For somebody, there's definitely a message coming through about home and family. And maybe your wind direction is taking you back to somewhere you came from. But I also feel like it's maybe an opportunity for help that's from somebody from the past or maybe from a family member to maybe help you to find another place to root yourself. I feel like you might need to. I'm again hearing like let yourself be blown around by the wind. I'm seeing the way seeds are kind of carried off the tree for fruit to like plant a new tree elsewhere, like a little bit further away. That's kind of what I'm feeling happening with you. It's like your life is already existing the way it is, but there's like fragments that can be blown further away to start new parts of your life so that your life can become bigger. If that makes sense, it's like you're building, not building, but growing a whole forest from one tree that has some kind of seed that can grow new trees. I hope that makes sense. It's not a clumsy way of saying it. I am seeing you flying very far if you allow yourself to fly far with a lot of action. But you may need to get pressure over yourself and stress. Like you may need some stress and the universe may come to provide it for you. And I'm sorry to say that, but I do see help coming and I see you maybe being like flung in at the deep end to see if you can swim or like thrown out of a plane to see if you can fly kind of energy. And it feels like you can and you're going to sail away in the wind. But for this to happen, you do maybe need to stress yourself. You maybe need to put some urgency and some pressure on yourself. You might need to let go of a lot of things. You might need to get to the point where you're like, oh my God, I'm having a wake up call where I realize I hate everything I've built up all this time. Like I hate my life and I hate my friends and I hate my situation in my house that I live in. And for you to fix that, you have to have that realization. And that moment where you think, right, I'm getting rid of this and I'm getting rid of this and I'm not speaking to this person anymore and I'm breaking up with this person. And I'm telling this person how angry I am with them and I'm not going to say yes to opportunities that I don't want anymore, but I am going to say yes to this one that's really good for me. So I feel like there is something really good that's coming in. But it might be difficult for you to accept it if you don't, I want to say if you don't clear some other things away and if you don't have enough energy. It might be really drastic changes that are coming up, like opportunities for very drastic changes. But they feel destined and they feel meant for you. And I do feel the changes are carrying you into the future in a way it's like setting you up for something different in life. So I also want to say take the right opportunities and not the wrong ones. Because if you do take the wrong opportunity, like one that's not really making you happy, one that doesn't seem good for you, I feel like it will be easy to change it later, but it might just require you to change path again. Might delay you from finding something you were destined to receive. So be careful about, I want to say for someone like leaving disaster situations just to fly back to them. And it does seem like flying back, like, I'm not sure if someone's seeing someone and they're like far away. You have to go really far to see them. And they're really not very good for you and they keep offering you to see them again, but you don't really want to, but you keep going. Feels like fate will maybe stop you from going, like maybe your flight is cancelled even or something and you might be annoyed about it, but it feels like for the best. It's like the universe is intervening and saying, stop it, like stop, you need to stop doing this and do something else. So yeah, try and make your own decisions and take the good opportunities before it gets to the point where maybe the universe has like shaken everything and left you just on your own with no possessions to like float around rather than you clinging to so much. It's like you should stop clinging to things that are wrong for you, I'm seeing. Because it's going to go more wrong if you keep clinging to them. But I feel like there's an opportunity for clearing it all away and getting something new right now. And just saying yes. I feel like it's good to say yes. You might find that you have too much on your plate at one point. I'm not sure if someone's got way too much on their plate right now. It just feels like it's going to sail by anyway. Like you doing the things you need to do. It's going to go really quickly for you if you allow yourself to. And I also feel like it's good to be moved by your own guidance, to trust the universe to guide things, and for trusting the universe. I feel like you will be rewarded, like things will go the way they're meant to go. But the more you try and control things and keep things that are not meant for you to be kept and don't allow yourself to go where you're meant to be going, the harder it is for you to get there, I want to say. It's like easier if you just sail in the wind than if you try and stay like in a house where you're being told not to stay in that house anymore. You're keeping going with a project that you're told not to work on anymore. So do try and listen to guidance and try and listen to signs, pay attention to signs. If you'd like a personal reading, because it seems like there's something a bit big going on for you. And there's a lot of really good opportunities and there's a lot that you personally can do to influence things. But also there is a lot of destiny involved. So yeah, if you'd like a personal reading, check out the information below. There's a video linked with all the prices and services I offer. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button below if you enjoyed this. Leave me a comment to let me know how it resonated for you. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And check out the other content on my channel if you're interested. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.